if you're against a war, I don't care what your feelings are about anything else. If Newt Gingrich is against a war, I want Newt Gingrich on that stage. If Donald Trump is against the war, I want him on that stage.
I am. I for myself have found that that socialism, in the true sense, really offers the ability to better the lives of white working families, but working families of all different backgrounds. And there's some inherent contradictions found, especially within the modern incarnations of some of the fascist ideologies that really I couldn't rectify within myself. So I decided to, Dr. Goebbels said that the line between Lenin and Hitler was very slight. So I took a slight hop, and here I am. So I guess that's my little introduction as to who I
Mhm.
am and kind of why I'm here.
All right. So, and of course, everybody knows who I am, like the Nazmal meme guy. But yeah, I still got the same ideology and everything. And uh, Andrew reached out to me, wanted to know if we could start this group up. Then Heimbach was also involved. We kind of had like a little meeting over it, decided we were going to do it. Then we worked on the mission statement and the platform, and that's what we made the publication announcing the group officially. Then I don't know how many of you have viewed the platform or the mission statement, but I would highly recommend checking those out because we do lay out what our intentions and everything are, that like what we're going to do as an organization, policy wise, what we support. Then something else we're going to be pushing forward, a lot of people don't know about yet, is kind of a united front concept, or something similar to Russia in the 1990s. They had this thing called the Russian National Salvation Front, which was like a alliance between fascists, monarchists, and communists against the establishment in Russia, which was the Yeltsin government. And we've already made some of those discussions with other organizations that seem interested in this, that are fascist and communist aligned already. It is possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not only possible, but it's the logical thing to do, right? Like, at the end of the day, people can't really define, other than when you have to zoom all the way out to, like, you're talking about some metaphysical stuff, about differences you see between, I hate to use these terms, but like the far left and the far right. You've got to zoom way out, and you've got to be not dealing with one book, half a dozen books, a dozen books. You got to be like 50 books deep into, like, oh, so this is the profound differences. But when it comes to meat and potato issues, what unites people who are dissidents in this current system is they want a future for themselves and their children and their communities. They want an environment where they don't have, like, microplastics in their blood, where they can have, like, real food, where they can take their kids to the doctor, and they're not two paychecks away from becoming homeless. Like, the problems that are facing working people both here in the United States and around the world are so clear, and our enemies are not divided when it comes to, supposed ideologies. There's neocons, there's neolibs, there's all these different supposedly ideological differences, but at the end of the day, capital ends up running everything. The push of globalism, the false multiculturalism that they promote, which, hopes to alienate everyone from their identity, from their traditions, from their religion, from their own families, and even from themselves in a lot of ways, and turn us into just like these automatons to be producers and consumers for them. So, at the end of the day, looking at what actually matters, the National Salvation Front, I think, is a great example of, the communist hardliners and the monarchists who wanted a czar, and the fascists that hated the neoliberal direction that the Russian government was going in, that they were able to put aside a lot of their differences. And while they still held their true convictions, and we're not asking anyone to give up their convictions or necessarily change their minds, but identify that neoliberalism and capitalism, those are pressing dangers, not just to ourselves as dissidents or to, like, our immediate families, but the survival of the human race and the survival of the planet. And these things really do matter. So we've got to stop these systems, or else we're all going to get crushed underfoot. And that's where we need to be, is understanding what hour it is, how many minutes.
So there's a new prime minister of Italy, eh? And you want to hear? Here's everybody's making a big deal out. Here's her speech, and let's listen.
Tante altre di queste domande. A monte c'è quella che ci facciamo oggi, perché la famiglia.
So you know what I'll do? Because we still
You don't speak Italian, but
I don't speak Italian, but if
Okay.
I could really speak it. So I'll do it a little. I'll read it out because there's a lot of people who listen to this show as a podcast. So I will also interpret. Here we go. She says, "This is about what we are. This is about what we are doing here today. Why is the family an enemy? Why is the family so frightening? There is a single answer to all these questions, because it defines us, because it is our identity, because everything that defines us is now an enemy. For those who would like us to no longer have an identity and to simply be perfect consumer slaves, and so they attack national identity, they attack religious identity, they attack gender identity, they attack family identity. I can't define myself as Italian, Christian, woman, mother. No. I must be citizen X, gender X, parent 1, parent 2. I must be a number. Because when I am only a number, when I no longer have an identity or roots, then I will be the perfect slave at the mercy of financial speculators. The perfect consumer." Now, this is wild that she's saying these things. Well, I'll finish and then we'll come back. The perfect consumer. That's the reason why. And then she finds a poem. That's why we inspire so much fear. That's why this event inspires so much fear. Because we do not want to be numbers. We will defend the value of the human being. Every single human being, because each of us has a unique genetic code that is unrepeatable. And like it or not, that is sacred. We will defend it. We will defend God, country, and family. Those things that disgust people so much, we will do it to defend our freedom, because we will never be slaves and simple consumers at the mercy of financial speculators. That is our mission. That is why I came here today. So it sounds like she wants to stand. It can't be. But from that, it sounds like she wants to stand up to the capitalists. She sounds like a communist. That's what she sounds like. But everybody's saying she's a fascist. Now remember what fascism is. Mussolini, who everybody says she's following after, and she said nice things about Mussolini. Mussolini is the one who defined fascism as the coming together of corporations and state to screw over the worker. Right? So for the benefit of the corporation and state, not the citizen. And they're saying she's a fascist, but she sounds like she's standing up to the capitalists. She sounds like she could be a communist. And she says Chesterton wrote more than a century ago. Listen to this quote. Here she goes. She has to find it. Chesterton wrote, "Fires will be kindled to testify that 2 and 2 make 4. Swords will be drawn to prove that leaves are green in summer. That time has arrived. We are ready. Thank you." Whoa.
Like a mic drop.
Whoa.
Upcoming anti-war rally, I believe it's on the 19th in DC. We don't have our official flag made, so we decided to improvise. We're going to be marching with the Soviet Union flag, the National Bolshevik flag, and also the Russian Empire flag at the same time. And I don't know if you guys have really heard about the event, but it's a very transcending left-right dichotomy type political event. It's everybody who is against the war with Russia and wants the United States out of the conflict right now. I can let Heimbach explain it a bit more because he's had more communications with some of the people involved in all that. If you want to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so the idea on the 19th is to bring together everyone from rappers who are going to be speaking to kind of dirtbag left folks, along with people that would fall into the far right, and then people who are actually kind of mainstream, for lack of a better term. I mean, the libertarians are helping to co-sponsor the event, and while I loathe libertarianism, in every single regard. So don't get me wrong that Heimbach is going soft on reactionary conservatives, but we can all agree that our children who are going to be tabling, you're going to have some cool stuff for you, and lots of other people, and just come out and say, you know.
We have to be able to coalesce. There was one part in your article, and I want to bring this one up. You said that this does not mean that there are no red lines. So you're saying, yes, we should coalesce with people,
Right.
but there are certain groups that you would not coalesce with. You said, quote, I would not join a protest that included neo-Nazi groups such as Aryan Nations or militias such as the Proud Boys or Oath Keepers. I can agree with you if they're the ones organizing it potentially, but what if they just showed up? I mean, or what if they were involved on this one issue? I mean, what if they said, yeah, I know that this is like a tricky spot to go into because everyone wants to just denounce 100% wholly, but I don't know if we can control, nor should we, who shows up to coalesce on one issue and one issue only. I think for me...
No, I think you're right.
Go ahead.
I agree. I mean, if they show up, but I'm talking about if they organize it.
If
So, I mean,
okay.
the central tenets of those organizations are, one, they embrace violence, which I don't, but often that's racialized violence. And
Right.
If they want to show up, for instance, to this rally, they're more than welcome if they want to embrace those particular points that you read out, all of which I support.
And
But
only
I
those,
wouldn't
if they
join
show up,
a rally.
right. Yeah, if they
Sure,
show up to
everyone
say,
can
oh,
show
we're
up.
going to add
Everyone
in
should
this
show
thing.
up.
Right. We want
Everyone
everybody
should
there.
show up. But
Yes.
this rally is not demanding violence. There are none of those demands that I have any problem with.
Right.
But if they organized a rally given their platform, there are obviously things there that I could not embrace. But in
Right.
terms of if they want to show up, they are more than welcome. Look, half my family comes from Maine. They make Trump look like flaming liberals. I love them to death. They got gun racks on the back of the trucks, the whole bit. So look, yeah, of course, everyone is welcome. We're not playing that game. But I do think that when you're building a rally and it does have a set of demands, there would be potentially demands that would exclude me from participating
Sure.
in that
Right.
rally if it went after vulnerable people, marginalized
Right.
people, people of other races, ethnicities, or called for
that's-
violence. I don't
And
know.
that really needs to be where that line is. I mean, people need to just say, okay, look, I'm going to look through the platform of what this particular rally is for. I agree. Okay, then why not show up? Just because you don't like maybe some
Yeah.
of the people who are going to be there. If they include, because it's some different group that's organizing it, if it includes something you don't agree with, then you can say, I cannot support this rally because it has this.
Hey guys, Jason Van Tatenhove with Oath Keepers here with Jordan Page. We're here at the Page household with having our family Thanksgiving. We thought we'd take the time to extend our wishes to you and your family on this holiday. We hope you're having a great Thanksgiving as well. Jordan, you've got a new song coming out today.
Today, a worldwide release of Arm Yourselves in Act 3. It's a powerful Second Amendment anthem that Oath Keepers is an organization that I'm very involved with, and so is Jason. And it's a song that speaks to a lot of the mission of Oath Keepers. And the mission of the song is to educate the public about what's really going on in the country and around the world, and that it's time that we arm ourselves spiritually and with force of arms, and as well as with the truth. And with all three of those things, we will be successful in fighting the enemies that we face.
And guys, this song is incredible. I've been talking with Jordan through the whole production process, and it's really coming together. It's going to be an anthem for us here in the Liberty Movement. It's 99 cents. It goes to support Jordan and his family, and just the cause of liberty is going to help support Oath Keepers as well. So please take the time. It's 99 cents to download.
So just Google Jordan Page, Arm Yourselves, or you can go to jordanpagemusic.com, and there'll be links there to get it. I want to send a shout out to sponsors that contributed to the Arm Yourselves campaign. First and foremost is Oath Keepers. The Oath Keepers membership helped me raise a lot of money to get both songs recorded. Come and Take It Armor was an early financial sponsor. We give them a lot of love, a lot of shout out. I also want to thank Tactical Supply out of Yakima, Washington, High-End Rifle Company, and Roberts & Roberts Precious Metals Brokerage in Pensacola, Florida. They've all come on as financial sponsors to help produce the music video that's forthcoming. That's going to be in participation with Oath Keepers and starring some members of Oath Keepers as well. It's going to be a hard-hitting short film with both songs put together. And I want to give a big thanks to my buddy Stuart Rhodes for helping me get things rolling on this project.